If you're an older man and you masturbate, I need to ask you something. Have you ever wondered if it's truly healthy after the age of 50? Or maybe in a quiet moment alone, you've worried that your long-standing habit might be causing unseen harm, affecting your hormones, your prostate, or even your ability to perform with a partner. If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, you're one of millions of men navigating their mature years with questions they were never given clear answers to. Despite being one of the most common practices among men, regardless of age, masturbation remains wrapped in cultural shame, silence, and myths that were never rooted in science. That's why today we're setting the record straight. This is going to be a frank, respectful, and science-based discussion on masturbation after 50, its benefits, its potential drawbacks, and how to make sure you're practicing in a way that enhances rather than undermines your health and vitality. Because yes, the truth is that masturbation in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond can be incredibly beneficial, but only if done with intention and awareness. So let's begin with the good news. First, regular erections and ejaculation help maintain penile health by increasing blood flow into the sponge-like tissues of the penis, keeping them elastic and functional. Think of it as a kind of physical therapy that keeps the system in working order. Second, frequent ejaculation has been strongly associated with lower risk of prostate cancer. A major Harvard study found that men who ejaculated 21 times or more per month had a significantly reduced risk compared to those who did. It's believed that ejaculation helps flush out toxins from the prostate ducts, keeping the environment healthy. Third, those same rhythmic contractions that occur during orgasm are actually strengthening your pelvic floor, the group of muscles that support your bladder, bowels, and sexual organs. A stronger pelvic floor can mean better erections, more control during climax, and fewer issues with incontinence. Fourth, masturbation reduces levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. In today's high-pressure world, that's no small thing. The act of climaxing helps calm the nervous system and may help lower blood pressure, reduce anxiety, and promote mental clarity. Fifth, it boosts mood in a powerful way. During orgasm, your brain releases a potent mix of neurochemicals including dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphin. These are your body's natural mood stabilizers and reward molecules, and they create that post-orgasmic feeling of relaxation, emotional ease, and contentment. Sixth, it sharpens your body awareness. Regular masturbation familiarizes you with your own anatomy. That means you're more likely to notice lumps, bumps, or changes early, helping detect issues like Peyronie's disease or even testicular cancer before they become serious. Seventh, it enhances your sleep quality. After orgasm, your body releases prolactin and oxytocin while simultaneously reducing alertness hormones. The result is a drowsy, pleasant state that can help you fall asleep faster and experience deeper, more restorative rest, something that becomes more elusive with age. Eighth, it improves blood circulation across the entire pelvic region. This helps nourish organs like the prostate and bladder, maintain oxygen supply to muscles and nerves, and prevent stagnation-related discomfort. Ninth, it can actually help improve control over ejaculation. Through techniques like edging or the stop-start method, you can train yourself to last longer, better understand your arousal curve, and ultimately improve performance with a partner. And 10th, perhaps most importantly, it keeps your sexual circuitry active. Desire, like any part of the brain, is use it or lose it. Masturbation keeps the brain-body connection strong, keeping you responsive, sexually aware, and confident even in the absence of a partner. But of course, a mature understanding of health always includes both sides of the coin. Masturbation can be incredibly helpful, yes, but there are also potential risks you should be mindful of, because a healthy habit can become unhealthy when it lacks intention, moderation, or self-awareness. So let's talk about 10 potential concerns to watch out for. The first is isolation. Masturbation can become a substitute for intimacy when it becomes the only form of sexual expression. While self-pleasure is a valid part of a healthy sexual life, it shouldn't come at the cost of emotional connection or real partnership. Second is the risk of skin irritation or micro-tears. Aggressive or dry masturbation can cause friction-related damage to the penile skin or urethra, leading to redness, inflammation, or discomfort. The solution is simple. Use a water-based lubricant and take your time. Third, you may inadvertently train your body to only respond to very specific stimulation patterns, leading to desensitization. If you use the same grip, rhythm, and pressure every time, your nervous system may become conditioned to only that, making partner sex less satisfying. Try mixing things up. Vary your position, hand, speed, or fantasy. Fourth, masturbation can become a way to avoid addressing erectile difficulties. If you can only get aroused alone but not with a partner, it's a red flag. It might indicate underlying health issues like vascular disease, low testosterone, or performance anxiety. These are real medical conditions, not a matter of willpower, and they need proper diagnosis and care. Now I want to pause for a moment here because this brings us to something crucial. If you've noticed weaker erections, lower drive, or less sensation over time, it may not be just aging. In fact, new science is pointing to a surprising biological trigger behind many age-related male performance issues, and the solution isn't drugs, injections, or hormone therapy. It's a simple 7-second ritual you can do at home, once a day, to help reactivate the body's natural erectile function. This has already helped thousands of men restore their confidence in performance in the bedroom, naturally and safely. If that sounds like something you need, you'll find the link in the pinned comment and the QR code on screen right now. I urge you to check it out after this video. Don't wait. Now let's continue with the fifth risk. Nerve compression. Many men masturbate sitting on hard chairs, hunched forward, or in cramped spaces. Over time, this can compress the pudendal nerve, leading to numbness or tingling in the genitals. To avoid this, lie down in a supported position with hips relaxed and back aligned. Sixth, masturbation can become a coping mechanism for emotional issues like loneliness, anxiety, or boredom. If it becomes your only stress relief method, that's a sign to diversify your self-care toolkit. Exercise, nature, music, and meaningful social connection are just as important. Seventh is guilt and shame. If you were raised in a culture or religion that demonized masturbation, those early messages can linger, creating feelings of self-judgment or secrecy. These emotions can negatively affect your self-esteem and even your sexual response. Speaking to a sex-positive counselor or therapist can help reframe your relationship to your own body. Eighth, there's a risk of pelvic congestion. While some ejaculation is healthy, too much, especially multiple times a day, can sometimes cause a dull ache in the testicles or lower abdomen. This isn't dangerous, but it's a signal to slow down. Ninth, if you're trying to conceive, over-frequent masturbation may temporarily lower sperm count and volume. The ideal abstinence period for peak fertility is between 2 to 5. And 10th, overexposure to unrealistic pornographic material can warp expectations of what sex is supposed to look or feel like. It may become harder to respond to a real partner with real bodies and real emotion. That's why balancing fantasy with memory, imagination, or sensual presence is essential. So what does all this mean? Simply put, masturbation isn't good or bad, it's a tool, and like any tool, the effect depends on how you use it. Used mindlessly, it can isolate you, numb your senses, and keep you stuck. Used consciously, it becomes a sacred part of your well-being, physically, emotionally, and sexually. It's about balance, intention, and above all, honesty with yourself. There is no shame in choosing to remain sexually alive well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. In fact, embracing your sexuality in a healthy, informed way can improve your confidence, your relationships, and your overall quality of life. So if you take anything away from this conversation, let it be this: self-pleasure is not a sign of loneliness, weakness, or addiction. It's a sign that you still recognize your capacity for pleasure and that you value your own body. Whether you're single, partnered, divorced, or widowed, your sexual health is still your health, and like every other aspect of health, it deserves care, attention, and honest conversation. If today's video brought clarity or helped you feel less alone in your journey, please give it a like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more real talk about mature men's health and sexual. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What surprised you the most about today's discussion? What would you like us to explore next? And don't forget to check the pinned comment in the QR code on your screen to watch the video presentation I mentioned earlier, because it could genuinely change the way you feel about your body and your performance. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and stay well. We'll see you in the next conversation.